And good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside the Waterloo Rec Complex. It's Championship Sunday here at the U13 All-Ontario AAA Championship Tournament. And the Huron-Perth Lakers get set to do battle with the Toronto Marlboros. It's the first of two semifinal games this morning as we welcome you inside the broadcast. My name is Christian Simmons. Welcome back. An exciting day ahead of us here. A culmination of 4 days of impressive hockey from some of the best 12-year-olds right across the province. And it all comes down to this. The gold medal game and the bronze to follow later today. 2 games this morning to decide who will play where. Huron-Perth and Toronto is first up on the to-do list. Last night they played each other in the final game of the round robin. It was a 3-1 victory for the Toronto Marlboros, where they continued their dominance. 6-0 through the round robin, a perfect, flawless performance for this Toronto team. Across center for Huron-Perth, they're looking to get back to their winning play. They were 3-0-1 through the first 4 games of this tournament, dropping their last 2 in spectacular fashion. They look to take care of business here. It's the first of 2 semifinal affairs this morning from the U13 All-Ontario Championships as we send it down to ice level. Here we go. Six games for these teams to help them get here. Toronto undefeated. Huron-Perth 3-2-1 through the round robin, and it all comes down to this semifinal matchup, the first of the day. Let's get to our starting goaltenders. In between the pipes for the Huron-Perth Lakers, they'll go back to Miles Elga, a 3-0-1 record through the round robin, a 3.25 goals against average with an 8.47 save percentage. And there he is, the man for the Toronto Marlboros. It's Xavier Zito back in between the pipes, 3-0-0-0, 1.33 goals against, and a 9.31 save percentage. Here we go. Semi-final game number 1. We're underway here at the Waterloo Rec. Thank you for tuning in this morning on the OHF YouTube channel. We appreciate your presence today and all week as we settle in to what should be a fantastic day of hockey here in Waterloo. 4 games scheduled today as we start with Toronto and Huron-Perth. Of course, these two teams matched up last night in a tight one. 3-1 was the result. Huron-Perth in that game right to the bitter end. A rather frustrating result at the end for Huron-Perth. conceding 2 penalties in the final 3 minutes. Toronto went to the power play and were able to extend the lead. It was 2-1 with 3 minutes to go, and the Marlboros took advantage of the power play, extending their lead and taking that 2-goal lead, which they ultimately finished the game with. And Huron-Perth looking for a different result here as Kyle Lee's shot. He scores! What a start! 45 seconds is all it took, and Kyle Lee goes bar down. Toronto is up 1. Kyle Lee, a 3-game point streak coming into this one. Make it 4. Had 3 goals in the round robin as Zedis just dropped it off. Kyle Lee loads that one up and he fires it up and over the glove of Miles Elga, and we have a 1-0 lead here early in the first period. Similar start to this one than we had last night. Toronto very dangerous offensively to start that game. Looks like they picked up right where they left off. Now Luke Strickler the other way, working in. Tried to cut through Jackson Ross. Ross able to stop him there, and now to center come the Marlboros. Zedis. Cross ice feed is D'Agostini on it now. Watch there by Roman Bell. He'll cycle it down low. Zedis. Watch there by Max Mari. Able to chip it ahead for Strickler. Has Riley Hayter with him. He'll dish off. Strickler at the end of his shift will head to the bench. Hayter's shot was blocked. Jackson Ross able to get a piece. Awarded the defenseman of the tournament last night at the awards banquet. It's been fantastic all round robin. Had 6 points in the 6 games for 2 goals and 4 assists. As if you're just joining us 2 minutes in, it's already 1-0 Toronto. And a big thank you goes out to our partners for supporting today's event, but special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy and active lifestyles. Bouncing puck on the far side, that's Beauclair. He'll tap it back, Gardner. Near side, Sammy Gracie lets one go, and that one blocked right out front. Nice work from the Huron-Perth Lakers to get it to center. That's Riley Hayter, who had his stick lifted. Chipping it up the wall is Nathan Miner. Now here's Marchese. Back to the far side, Beauclair led the round robin in points. He'll work in behind the goal. A centering pass, still loose. Beauclair hit the post. Another chance. Gracie, he scores! Toronto with 2 quick goals. It's Sammy Gracie. And it's a 2-goal margin. Sammy Gracie, his first of the championship week. No goals through the round robin. What a time to get your first here in Waterloo. And it's Jonathan Beauclair again, able to throw that puck out front. He'll get another assist on the week. Toronto up 2 here early in our first of 2 semifinals slated for this morning. The Marlboros pick up right where they left off. Of course, the team to beat all tournament, undefeated through the first 4 days, is now a cross-ice pass. Working in his Zedis. Getting a stick on it was Bell. He'll turn back to the point. Fada, T-to-D feed. Samick fires off the end wall. It'll rebound out front, and it's chipped up the near wall now. Here's Aiden Crawford. Had the lone Huron-Perth goal last night in that 3-1 decision. There's a turnover at center. Here comes Rafael Fada. 3-on-2 for the Marlboros. A centering pass. That one just got away from the stick of Zedis. Bradley Hewardine can't clear. Zedis again. Near side. Ross fires. He hit the bar. Jackson Ross that close to making it 3-zip. Roman Bell chips it up the wall. Rex Mashinter will hold it in. Once again, Toronto really dictating the pace of play here early, as Rex Mashinter will tap it across. Here's Rafael Fada's shot right in on Miles Elga, and he will hold on. Miles Elga getting the start this morning. Last night it was Gavin Russell. He had 53 shots, in which he made 50 saves, an impressive performance. Miles Elga started yesterday morning, that 4-1 victory over Kenora, in large part to his great play. He had a .929 save percentage yesterday. As Huron-Perth and head coach Adam Gibb will go back to him today, as here's a centering pass. Walker, a backhand try, and that one just sent wide. That's Ty Walker in the maroon and white for Huron-Perth. A big part of what they've accomplished so far here this week. 6 points in 5 games through the round robin as that puck played up the wall. Jackson Ross able to pin it up there. Tries to flip it ahead. Strickler will cut the pass, and to the near side he comes. He'll chop that one in at the end of his shift. Back is DeMello. Feeds it for Ross. Now a headman pass. It's Luca D'Agostini through center ice. D'Agostini, high slot, dishes it off. Beauclair, a backhander. That one off the side door. Pushed back towards the point by D'Agostini, and it's picked off from Chase Yabi. He'll dish to the near side. Riley Hayter working in. Pressured here by Sam Gracie. Nice work on the defensive side. Now the Marlboros to center again. D'Agostini. Watch there. He'll play it into the zone. Roman Bell able to scoop it up. Bell to center. Bell to the outside. Still with it. Tried the short side shot. Nice work there from Xavier Zito. Here's another shot from the point. Tipped out front. Another try right on the doorstep as Riley Hayter hit the side door. A first chance for Huron-Perth. Now back is Kine Lee. 6 minutes already gone here in the first game of the day. Toronto up by 2 if you're just joining us on our YouTube coverage today. Now a 2-on-2 the other way. Aiden Crawford looking for an outlet pass. He's pressured there by Luke Samick. In comes Maury to help. Maury in the far corner. Spins it back. Crawford couldn't settle it. Rafael Fado will scoop it up and flip that one all the way down the ice. A full change coming here for the Marlboros. Toronto, one of the hardest teams to score on in this round robin, gave up just 5 goals in the first 5 games. Another one coming yesterday to this Huron-Perth team. And that seems to be a consistent across all the games they've played. Most teams haven't been able to score more than 1 goal against this team, some being shut out by this team. Back comes Strickler. Turning away from Samick. He'll work it in deep. Samick able to chop it up the wall, and it's stopped there by Marchese as we have whistles coming in here. Our first penalty of the semifinals belongs to Luke Strickler and Huron-Perth. Toronto will go to the power play here with 8:31 to go in the first period. Of course, this event is not possible without our great sponsors, and a big thank you goes out to Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider. Offers championship gear available for order right now. Scan that QR code in the bottom left to shop from anywhere. So Toronto will head to the power play here. With all things considered, not their strongest point of contention so far here in the competition this week. 9% on the power play. Fada fires, he scores! Rafael Fada fires one from the high slot. No problem, top left. His third of the championship week. He had 2 points yesterday. He'll add another one here today. Toronto's up by 3. Speaking of the Devil, just finished talking about how Toronto struggled in the power play all week. Rafael Fada changes that really quickly here. They're 1-for-1, and now Toronto with a 3-goal lead here early in this semifinal affair. Great start for the Marlboros. You talk about starting on time. You couldn't have asked for a better start if your head coach Anthony Marchese of this Toronto club is back. They come again. That's Luke Samick. Pressured in the corner. It's tossed in behind the Huron-Perth goal. Right there is Zettis. He'll center it back. Andrews fires a shot. That one glove side. And Miles Elga able to get a piece of it. Now near wall. Lakers look to clear to center. Passes cut by Samick. Bouncing on top of it was Mari. He'll look to play it ahead. Comes back to him. Dishes off for Bell. Huron-Perth looking to break through neutral ice as that pass cut by Rafael Fata. Beautiful pass to the near side, and now Evan Andrews works in. Drop pass Beauclair, back to Andrews. Andrews in and around the cage. He'll go to the point. DeMello fires one from distance. Rebound out front. Take it for Beauclair. A nice stop from Miles Elga. Now Gardner. Back up top. Kyan Lee. He'll do the same. DeMello leans into a shot, and that one just wide of the goal. Jackson Ross now. As I mentioned, defenseman of the championship week, awarded last night at the banquet. Such a smooth skating D-man for this Toronto team. He's done a great job all week. Luke Strickler awarded the MVP awards for the Huron-Perth Lakers as he fired that one in. Another very talented young man who has a bright future in the sport. All kinds of those here on display in Waterloo this week. His back comes Ross in the high slot. He drops it off Lee of drive, and that one handled by Miles Elga. Couple of big stops here from Elga. Now Minor at center. The Toronto offense coming in waves. Beauclair down low. Gardner gives it back. Beauclair, he scores! Toronto with 4 consecutive. And who else but the leading point man here this week? Jonathan Beauclair's on the board. It's 4-0 Toronto. What a start for the Marlboros. And you talk about the offense just coming in waves. It's been non-stop offense here from Toronto. Now up by 4 with 6 minutes to go in the first, and that'll do it for Miles Elga. As in comes Gavin Russell. Over the line they come. It's going to be an offside call here, rather a penalty coming here to, that's Marchese being guided towards the box. So Huron-Perth will go to the power play here. And an opportunity for them to get on the board. And a great power play for the Lakers. 16.7% in the round robin. A big part of that chunk of goals they scored. They had 24 in 6 games throughout the week as Huron-Perth to the power play here. Backdoor feed for Strickler. Dumps it down low. Hayter, centering pass. It makes its way to the point. Maury lets one go, and that one just missed. And it will rebound to the near side. Strickler down low for Hayter. Tries to give it back. It's picked off. A nice stick there from D'Agostini, and Toronto will clear the puck. Back to scoop it up is Mari. The Lakers will come to center with 40 seconds gone in the power play. Strickler is shot. That one blocked by Ross. He'll dump it down low. Crawford couldn't settle it there. DeMello scoops it up. Here comes a chance for Toronto. It's a shorthanded break. In comes Beauclair, and he just missed. Getting a piece of it was Russell. Nice stop from Gavin Russell. His first test since rejoining the game. Now Ty Walker the other way. 53 to go in the power play. Walker stops up. He'll hand it off to Mari at the line. Mari with space, he fires. It's bouncing out front. Crawford towards the goal. And Jackson Ross will clear to the near wall where it's held in. Hayter. Back for Bell. Feeds it across. Mari. Down the wall for Walker. Now for Crawford. Tried to center. Jackson Ross takes him out of the play, and that's going to be a penalty here on the Toronto defenseman. So Huron-Perth with an opportunity here, down by 4. They're going to go to a 5-on-3 for 21 seconds, and then a 5-on-4, of course, for another minute 40. The Marlboros have been in control here thus far. If you're just joining us on the YouTube side of things here for our coverage of Championship Sunday, it's 4-0 Toronto through the first 10 minutes of this one. As Huron-Perth to the 5-on-3 as Strickler plays it around the goal. It bounces right into the hands of Rafael Fata, and that puck will go all the way down the ice. All the way down the ice, it's cleared. End of the 5-on-3. Strickler through center. Watched by Zetis. He'll turn things back. Up top he goes. Weston Murray a drive. It's blocked by Zetis. Scooped up by Hayter. His pass to the point. Cut by Beauclair, and he'll fire it down the ice. Weston Murray for the leading point man on this team. Luke Strickler takes his shot. Zito will gobble it up with a glove and hang on here with 3:31 to go. Waterloo and Quinty to follow at 11:30. The two semifinal games go this morning, and then later this afternoon at 3:30, the bronze medal game. And then the gold later tonight to wrap it all up here on this U13 All-Ontario Championship week in Waterloo. It's working in is Mari, 52 to go in the Lakers power play. Toronto able to clear once again. Back is Roman Bell. His pass to the far side is cut. Toronto a 2-on-1. D'Agostini out front. Score! Toronto, 5 consecutive. Luca D'Agostini, his second of the week. Toronto's up by 5. A short-handed marker. And once again, Toronto taking advantage of opportunities as Evan Andrews chips it ahead. You take a look at the replay here, and D'Agostini out front. No problems there. 5-0 Marlboros here in the first period. Toronto picking up right where they left off last night. As this one already a 5-goal score. Huron-Perth looking to respond. The end of the power play, Roman Bell will work in. Watch there by 2 Toronto defenders. That's Gardner trying to clear. It'll bounce out by Beauclair. Nice work with this stick, and it's fired back in by the Lakers. Back to even strength we go. Here's Beauclair. Centers for Fata. He'll fire. That one right off the post. Rafael Fata looking for his second as his pass was fanned on. Now Luke Strickler the other way. 2 minutes to go as he lets one go from the point there. Luke Strickler all week, a heavy shot. 6 goals in 6 games. 3 goals in his last 3. It's been a massive part of Huron-Perth's season and this championship week to help them get here as Sammy Gracie right in, fires one, looking for his second here today, and Gavin Russell able to make a nice stop. Another offensive draw coming here for the Marlboros. Puck will bounce to the near wall. Strickler has Bradley Huardine through center. All over him is Nathan Miner. Toronto will regain possession in their own zone. Zetis gets to the blue line. He'll fire it in. Zetis still on it. Mashinter now. Tried to center. Pass cut there well by Baker, but we have a tie-up here behind the play. We're going to get more whistles and potentially more penalties here. We'll wait to see the result. Mashinter tried to throw that one out front. It was cut. We take a look here just at the top of your screen. You can see it. Bit of a hugging match in the corner. No penalties called. Looks like warnings issued. Smart play or smart call from the officials here. Of course, championship week. All coming down to this. This game obviously meaning a ton to both of these teams. It's nice to let them play sometimes. Here's Evan Andrews over the line. Inside the final minute here of period number 1. Toronto up by 5 here early. It's only a matter of time, though. Huron-Perth had some fantastic offensive production through the round robin. They're just waiting to get going here in game number 1 of the day. Is now D'Agostini and drops it off for Andrews. He'll one-time that one right in on Gavin Russell. A nice glove stop, and Russell will hold on. .7 left, first period. Evan Andrews will glide in. Huron-Perth just looking to get to the break here. Head coach Adam Gibb, alongside the rest of his coaching staff, with some work to do here in the intermission, of course. It's now Aiden Crawford to center for Yabi. 5 seconds to go. Ty Walker over the line. It's going to be an offside there. So we'll have another face-off here with 2.9 showing. Another face-off at center. One back, and that'll do it. A lethal first period for the Toronto Marlboros. 5-0 through 15 minutes of play. The top-seeded team making their mark here on Championship Sunday. Second period is next. Back down to ice level for the start of the second period. If you're just joining us here on the YouTube side of things, 5-0 through the first 15 minutes. Here's a chance here on Perth as Morningstar threw it towards the goal, and Xavier Zito will hold on. Toronto with the highest goal differential at 17 throughout the tournament. This their second game consecutively against Huron-Perth. Last night, just conceding 1 goal to this club. And Toronto looking to punch their ticket to that gold medal game later today. Huron-Perth looking to find some offense. Here they come over the line. Morningstar another shot, and that one handled by Xavier Zito. 32 seconds gone here in the second period. Huron-Perth had some good looks in that first period. Xavier Zito, have to give him some credit. Been great all week. Another strong performance thus far as Huron-Perth at center. Riley Hayter, a centering feed, knocked down by Kyan Lee. He'll bring it over the line. Now D'Agostini right in. He scores! D'Agostini up and over the glove of Gavin Russell, and Toronto adds again. It's 6-0. So once again, you take a look here. The turnovers in neutral ice. Kyan Lee with a great pass, and D'Agostini up and over the glove. Another goal for the Toronto Marlboros. What a performance so far here for Toronto. Their 29th goal so far of the week in just 7 games. An impressive feat for this Toronto team. Coming from the GTHL, a very competitive league out there in the GTA. And at this point, considered to be the heavy favorites in the tournament. As now up top is Sammy Gracie. Shot blocked there by Aiden Crawford. We'll chip it out to center. D'Agostini, a cross-ice pass. Luke Samick over the center line. He'll fire it in. Near side calling. Up the wall, Crawford. Centering feed knocked down. It'll bounce back for Rafael Fada here. Fada centering pass, Gardner taps it ahead for Marchese. Here he comes over the line. Play is blown dead as that one called on the offside. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Baron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championship Week. Baron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. A huge thank you to Baron Rings for their continued support. So now we have a bit of a jawing match going on between the benches. Anthony Marchese and Adam Gibb getting into a discussion between the two benches. Both coaches very passionate and highly engaged. Both great coaches, done a great job with their respective teams to help them get here. It's now a pass up the wall. Marchese looks to clear. Ziliaks will hold it in. Puck fed to the far side. Weston Murray back for the Lakers. Up the wall for Strickler. Play is blown dead. Not exactly sure what for. That was an interesting play. Must have been something the official saw. As back comes Zedis. He'll fire a shot. Blocker save from Gavin Russell. 2 and change gone here in the second period. Toronto up by 6. Of course, the next game of the day scheduled for 11:30. Quinte West and Waterloo, the 2-3 game to follow. Of course, a highly touted matchup. Those two teams very familiar with one another. Played each other earlier in the tournament. A tie was the result. That one pulled out of the corner. Here's Rex Mashinter. He scores! Toronto continues to add. It's Rex Mashinter, his first goal of the championship week. Toronto back on the board once again. So you take a look at this last sequence here. Rex Mashinter just able to pull it out of the pyro. Finds a soft spot in the high slot. And Gavin Russell, no chance there on that one. A quick shot from Mashinter And Toronto extends their lead once again. Huron-Perth with possession here off the face-off. Toronto continuing to steamroll here. That's Rex Mashinter's first goal. Had an assist earlier this week. Played in just 2 games in the round robin. Now Minor dishes one across. A headman feeds Zettis over the line. He'll drop one off for Beauclair. Puck now down low as Zettis tries a short angle try. That one bouncing to the near side. Minor turned it over below the Huron-Perth goal line as now the Lakers to the Toronto line. Yabi will chip it in. Back is Sammy Gracie. Round to the near side. Antonio Marchese in space. Looking for Zettis. That pass is cut. It'll be chipped ahead. Here comes Ty Walker. Huron-Perth over the line. A centering feed. Stickler drops it back. Crawford towards the goal. Puck loose in the crease, and it's chipped out. Puck not out, though. Calling a shot. What a save. Xavier Zito lying down. He'll sprawl across with a glove and keep that one out. Huron-Perth threatening, looking for their first goal here of the morning. And look at this replay here. Calling takes the shot. Zito down and out. Somehow able to get that one with the glove. An incredible save. It's now a puck back out front. Crawford working that one towards the goal. It's jumped on by Xavier Zito, and he'll hold on. 11:07 to go here in the second period. Face off on the near side. Gliding in is Ty Walker. Tries to win it back. Crawford collects. Gives it back for Walker. Fada able to take it away. Now Toronto through center. Here's Kine Lee. For D'Agostini. His pass through the crease area. Cleared up the wall by Crawford, but it's held in by Fada. Bouncing puck. D'Agostini to the point for Samek. Nice work from Walker. He'll chop it ahead. And here come the Lakers. 2-on-1. Walker a shot, and he just missed the net. Toronto set to go the other way. Marchese working over the line. He'll drop it back for Lee. Cross ice feed. Bouncing to the left of the Huron-Perth goal. Able to pick it up behind the play is Walker, and he'll go up ice. A delayed penalty coming here to the Marlboros. As Walker works in. D'Agostini will touch up. And Huron-Perth will go to the power play here. It's Marchese again. Or no, the head coach rather. So we take a look at the bench here for the Huron-Perth Lakers. That's Adam Gibb, coach of HPL. Looking to get his team back after it here. An opportunity on the power play. So HPL looks to get on the board. See if they can do so here on the man advantage as Yabi digging forward on the far side. Toronto able to clear to center. Weston Murray back for HPL. Far side is Roman Bell. Back for Murray. Here comes Weston Murray. Up the wall and over the line. 4 wide are the Lakers into the Toronto zone. Now a cross ice feed. Yabi fires. Blocked out front by a teammate. Fortunately, Mason Robinson knocked that one down out front. He'll play it for Yabi. Now Robinson again. Up top for Murray. D-to-D pass for Roman Bell. Watch there by Gardner. Jackson Gardner right up into the mix. He'll leave it there. Murray fires one from distance. Xavier Zito will gobble it up and hold on. Zito perfect so far here. Had a shutout earlier in the tournament. One of the few goaltenders here so far in the championship week to register a shutout. It's Huron-Perth here, 55 seconds to go in their power play. Toronto will win the draw. Gracie, a clearing attempt. It bounced off the linesman, and now out to center come the Marlboros. Andrews, cross ice feed. It was behind Zetis. That puck bounces into that far corner. Zetis on it now. Looking to center. It's knocked down by Strickler, and now Riley Hayter to center. Hayter over the line, still with it. Weaving through a couple of Marlboros. He'll play one around the goal. Out Ty Walker. Up top, Murray. Plays it down low. Tapped back. Walker fires right into the crest of Xavier Zito. He'll hold on with 8:30 to go here in the second period. Another acknowledgement for some of our great sponsors here this week. Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout this championship week. Lakers will win the draw here. 13 to go in their power play. Now Ty Walker, backdoor pass. It's on the doorstep. Huron towards the goal. And Xavier Zito stays perfect here with 9 seconds to go in the HPL power play. Another offensive zone face-off for HPL. Toronto able to clear right off the drop. That puck all the way down the ice, and now Weston Murray with it. He'll get it to center. Strickler over the Toronto line, gets tripped up. A penalty will go the other way. And Huron-Perth right back to the power play here. 0 for 2 so far this morning, as that's going to be Rafael Fata on the tripping call. Face off in Toronto territory. 2 minutes. 4 tripping. Huron-Perth to the power play. They score! A shot from the point from Murray. Finds its way through. May have been deflected out front. Murray will lead the train to the goal. Huron-Perth is on the board as they get one on the power play. We'll take a look at the replay here. So Murray at the line, he lets it go. Chaos out front, it was tipped on the way. As that's Robinson. Out front, he buries it. Huron-Perth on the board here. And a big one to get some momentum back here for the Maroon and White. An opportunity to get back in this game. Still lots of hockey left to play. 23 minutes exactly here in our first game of the semifinal affairs. But here come Toronto again. Another try from Beauclair, and that one stopped by Russell. Right off the face-off, Jonathan Beauclair looking to bury one. Power play here for Huron-Perth coming to an end. Rather, the clock still up, showing the penalty. We're back to 5-on-5 though. Now Toronto to the line. Gracie dishes off. Beauclair centering pass. Gardner, nice stick lift from Crawford. Will come in to take that puck away in a dangerous spot, and he'll flip that one down the ice. Nathan Miner back to collect for Toronto. Watched by Yabi. He'll bring it out to the near side. Headman feed for Gardner. Gardner over the Huron-Perth line. Centers one out front. Miner to the backhand. And a great stop from Gavin Russell. He'll hold on with the glove. 6:53 left here in the second period. Toronto up by 6. If you're just joining us here on the YouTube side of things, Huron-Perth able to get one back. It was 7 consecutive for the Marlboros. And a power play goal makes this a 6-goal game. Here's a chance from Fada. That one right off the pipe. He'll chip it back to the near side. D'Agostini. Watch there by Mari. Now chipped ahead. Here's Walker, able to knock it down. He'll stay with it. Walker turning back, tried to center. D'Agostini cutting the pass and playing it ahead for Andrews now. Cross ice feed Lee. A goal already this morning. Had his stick lifted. We got a penalty coming here behind the play. It's going to be a slashing call on Ty Walker, and Toronto will go to the power play here with 6 and change left in the second period. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation service provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities right across Ontario. Toronto's power play had a goal here earlier in the morning. See if they can add again as Zedis plays one to the point. Rafael Fada scored that power play goal in that first period. Now Beauclair down the wall for Gardner. Back to Beauclair. Cross ice pass for Ross. He'll let one go. Rebound sat out front. It's bouncing in the high slot now, and Gardner will play it back. Ross again. Watched by Strickler. Plays it down low, Gardner. To Ross. Walking the line, drops one back. Fada takes one. That one rebounding out front. Another try towards the goal. Beauclair still loose, and Gavin Russell able to poke it away. Strickler will clean up the scraps and fire that one down the ice. Here's a pass from Ross. Andrews over the line, a little bit offside. It was Rafael Fada on that play. And there will be a face-off here on the near side with 1:03 to go in the Toronto power play. D'Agostini on the drop. Huron-Perth able to win it as flipping it down the ice was Roman Bell. Back for Toronto is Brett DeMello. Great tournament for him so far. 3 points through his 6 games of the round robin. Had a goal last night against Huron-Perth. So he'll work in down the far side. DeMello turns it back. Andrews to the near side for Samik. Down the wall, Kine Lee. Scored the first goal here this morning for Toronto. What a beauty it was. Bar down action. Now DeMello a shot bouncing in towards the goal, and it just goes wide. Scooped up here on the near wall by Roman Bell, and he'll flip it down the ice. Out to play it, Xavier Zito. Gives it for DeMello. His pass ahead, Andrews now. Andrews. Near side. Gets past Strickler. Out of the box is Ty Walker. We'll go back to 5-on-5, and now coming in is Walker. He'll take his shot, and he just missed on the left side. Walker. Plays it ahead for Chase Yabi. Yabi 5 points through 6 games in the round robin. Added a goal as well. Assistant captain for this Huron-Perth team as that puck will bounce away from him and scooped up by D'Agostini. Headman feed for Marchese. Fortunately, 2 penalties so far here this morning for the son of the head coach in Anthony Marchese. Roman Bell fires it in. 3.5 left in the second period. The Lakers looking to get to that intermission. Toronto, of course, a similar story as they get closer and closer to clinching a berth to the gold medal game and staying undefeated here on the week in Waterloo. A centering pass. Marchese couldn't let it go. Nice work out front from Robinson. He'll chip it ahead, and now Weston Murray through neutral ice for Strickler. Strickler working on Sammy Gracie. A nice defensive play there. It's Gracie able to cut the rush. Now a headman feed from Mashinter. Over the line, Marchese stopping up, tried to pull the trigger, and a whistle coming in here behind the play. And right over to the box, Mason Robinson did not waste any time. He knew exactly what he did. He will sit. Toronto will go back to the power play here. I did not see the penalty. So we'll look here. 4 minutes assessed here to the Huron-Perth Lakers. So a long power play here for Toronto to see if they can add again as Beauclair will slide one down the wall. Gardner back to Beauclair. He'll feed it across for Ross. That was centering Freed, fought up. Pass was cut by Hayter, but held in Ross. Now to the point, Beauclair lets one go. Crawford able to get down to a knee. Nice block there from AC. Zedis in the corner for Ross. It just bounced away from him. And Beauclair will scoop it up. Below the goal line, Zedis. For Fata up top, walking the line, slides one out front. What a play. Beauclair able to tip it in. A beautiful pass from Rafael Fata. And Toronto adds again on the power play. It's Beauclair with his second of the game. Take a look here. Wow, Rafael Fata head up the whole way. And Beauclair on the doorstep. A perfect spot for his stick. He's able to tip that one up and over the glove of Gavin Russell, and it's 8-1 now with 2 minutes to go in the second period. Toronto continues to be lethal here in this championship week in Waterloo. A huge thank you to the Waterloo Minor Hockey Association, the Waterloo Rec Complex, and the City of Waterloo for hosting this great tournament this week. A fantastic display of hockey from some of the best 12-year-olds right across the province. And it's been an absolute blast to be up here in the broadcast booth, I can tell you that much. Andrews to the point for lead. DeMello glides in, lets one go. Russell able to get a glove on it. Bounce free there. And it was fired right into the Toronto bench. Nice reflexes there from Marchese, able to get out of the way of that puck. Flying into the Marlboros bench. Light feet from the Toronto coaching staff. Now a face-off won by the Lakers. Puck scooped up. D'Agostini, he'll whip one to the point. DeMello taps it back. D'Agostini now looking for a cross-ice feed. It's picked up by Strickler, and he'll work up ice here on the penalty kill. Strickler able to dump that one in at the end of his shift. DeMello back to scoop it up for Toronto. Approaching the final 60 seconds here of the second period. The Marlboros in control as back comes Luke Samick. Now D'Agostini up top. Lee dishes it across. Minor tapping it back. Samick a shot. That one tipped out front on the way. Evan Andrews got a piece of it, but Gavin Russell able to hold on with 45 seconds to go here in the second period. Face-off won by the Marlies. Inside the final 40 seconds here. 35 to go in the Toronto power play. Zedis will play one to the near side. Minor looking out front for Marchese. Puck is knocked down and played back to the line. Minor for Gardner. Gardner will feed one across. Gracie. Back for Gardner. Down the wall, Zedis. Takes a look, has some space. He'll use it and fire one towards the goal. Gavin Russell able to hold on. .8 seconds to go here in the second period. Toronto well in control. It's now just 15 minutes away. 15 minutes and 13 seconds away from sending themselves to the gold medal game here in Waterloo. Huron-Perth with some work to do in that third period if they want to get back into this one. Of course, overtime an option here in the final day of the round robin if necessary, but right now Toronto having their way. 8-1 through the first 30 minutes of play. 2 goals from Luca D'Agostini. 2 goals from Jonathan Beauclair as the Toronto Marlboros offense continues to roll here in day number 5. Undefeated through the first 6 games of the round robin. They look to continue that metric here for Huron-Perth. Just 1 goal so far through the first 30 minutes of this one. They'll look to find some offense in that third period. More coming here from the U13 All-Ontario Championships in Waterloo. You're watching coverage of Championship Sunday on the OHF YouTube channel. We're right back after a short break.
Got something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to. Right now. Oh, we are on our way. Starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U13 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, the TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way, the culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving a scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, get on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. Staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times.
You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Waterloo Rec Complex. It's game number 1 of Championship Sunday between the Toronto Marlboros and the Huron-Perth Lakers. Toronto leading by 7 through 30 minutes of hockey. A very impressive start to this game, and it's something that we've seen all week from this team. They were undefeated through the first 6, and they put up 5 goals in that first period, adding another 3 in the second. 8-1 is where we sit as we'll send it down to ice level. Huron-Perth looking to find some offense here. Still 15 minutes left. The winner goes to the gold medal game. The loser still plays in the bronze later this afternoon. Let's get to our third period. Some kind of confusion here off the top at the start of the third period, as 2 Lakers will sit for penalties. Riley Hayter over to the box to help organize the whole thing. And now sticks will be down. We'll get set here for the final period of the first semifinal affair. Toronto 15 minutes away from a gold medal game berth here at the U13 All-Ontario Championships. Huron-Perth, regardless, will play one more game today. The bronze to go later this afternoon. Both of these teams still something to play for here in this one, as Marlboros will work in. We'll have a power play here for the first minute 40 of this third period. This puck dropped off. Jackson Ross turning back. We'll play it for Beauclair. Beauclair through center, over the blue line. All kinds of speed. Beauclair trying to drive it through Maverick Riley. Riley does a good job to cut it there, and he'll clear the puck down the ice. Zito out to leave it there for Ross. He'll play one ahead. Zetis, 5 points through the round robin. Scored a goal last night against this team. That third goal in that third period, the insurance marker to really put it out of reach for Huron. And it's been a big part of this 8-1 score to this point so far. Is working in his Samick. He'll dish off. DeMello lets one go. Russell able to get a piece of it. Puck will bounce up in behind the goal. Weston Murray pinned up there with Marchese. Puck still loose. Able to pull it out of the pile was D'Agostini. His pass to the point was picked off, and now Mari through center for HPL. Over the line. Mari lets one go. That one over the glove of Xavier Zito. To the far side, it's thrown towards the goal there by Max Ziliaks. Toronto able to force it out to center. Here's Samick. Cuts wide on Mari. Still with it. Weston Murray able to stop him dead in his tracks with a clearing attempt to the point. Lee holds it in, or at least thought he held it in. The linesman will call that one offside, and play will come to the near wall here. Thanks for tuning in this morning on our U13 All-Ontario coverage on the OHF YouTube channel. Proudly brought to you by Milk and Dairy Farmers of Ontario. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy and active lifestyles. 2 minutes gone here in the third period. Toronto and Huron-Perth to follow. Quinty taking on the hometown Waterloo Wolves in the second of 2 semifinal games this morning. As Toronto with possession off the draw. Zettis working in. Takes one around to the far side. He'll jump on the loose puck. Fires it down and around the goal. Now Andrews with it. To the point for Gracie. Back down the wall, Andrews. He'll cycle it for Zettis in the corner. Leaving it there for Gardner. Now Gardner. Tried to play that one across. He fanned on the pass. Try it again. Crawford able to block it, and now out to center it comes. Gracie had a goal earlier in the game. His first of the championship week. Now Evan Andrews for Zettis. Across, Jackson Ross with it. Stopping up is Ross. He'll glide across the point. Slides one down low for Gardner. That one just slides under his blade and scooped up, but it's turned over. Beauclair on the far wall. Had a goal earlier in this game. Awarded the top point getter award here on the championship week last night at the awards ceremony. 11 points through the round robin. 5 goals, 6 assists. Here he is over the line. Drops it back. D'Agostini, centering pass. That one bounces away from Rex Mashinter. Also a goal here so far in this one. Brett DeMello, one-timer there from Ross, and it's tipped over the goal. Schmidt plays it to the line. Strickland looking to clear, but he can't. Now a pass to the back door from Beauclair. Bounced over the stick of Rex Mashinter. Here's Riley Hayter ahead for Schmidt. If they hurry, they have numbers. Strickler over the line, takes a shot. Blocked there by Ross. Here's another try from Hayter on the short side. And that one stopped by Xavier Zito. 4.5 minutes gone. Here in the third period, back come the Marlies. Beauclair, back for Zettis. He'll take his shot, and that one gobbled up by Gavin Russell. The puck movement has really killed all morning for this Toronto team. As we take a look at it again here, Beauclair, just that extra pass for Zettis, and it's something we've seen from Toronto all championship week. They really know how to move the puck, and they create additional shooting lanes, shooting angles, and keep the goaltender guessing. It's very impressive what they've been able to show and the structure that they've put on display for us here in Waterloo. As that one played on the goal, Zito will hold on. 10:27 showing here in the third period. This broadcast is officially brought to you by the Hockey Hall of Fame. As a proud partner, the Hockey Hall of Fame provides players of the game for all championship games. The Hall, home of the Stanley Cup and hockey at its best. Headman feed bounces for Marchese. Delayed offside. He would have had a break there, but he'll have to check up. And now Roman Bell into the Toronto zone. Behind the cage, had his pocket picked by Rafael Fata. Fata with it now on the near side, able to play it out to center. It bounces ahead for Marchese. Ziliax plays it back, now Samek. Samek into the Huron-Perth corner. Throws it out front. It's tipped towards the goal by Lee. Knocked out to the Toronto line and cleared to center. Fata. Poke check by Bell. In to help Kine Lee. A couple of nice moves. Here comes Lee. Centering pass out front. Andrews stoned by Gavin Russell. Puck back up top to the point. Gracie a shot. May have been tipped on the way. Russell definitely got a piece. Now back up top, it's Minor. Near side for Gracie. Working down the wall, tried to throw that one on the net. Tipped aside by Roman Bell, but held in again by Toronto. Marlboros continuing their offensive pressure here in the third. Minor. D-to-D pass. Gracie takes a shot. Great glove stop from Gavin Russell with 9 minutes to go here in the third. Another offensive draw for the Marlboros. Beauclair with possession off the faceoff. Now a shot from Marchese, that one wide. Scooped up by Murray. He'll play it ahead for Roberts. The Lakers out to center. Now Ty Walker. Little dipsy doodle. Tries to throw it out front for Hayter. Getting a stick on it was Gracie. Toronto, of course, we previously mentioned it on the broadcast. So good in their own zone. Their defensive structure unmatched to this point here in this championship week, conceding just 6 goals through those first 6 games. And an incredible defensive core is now working in Hayter. Had the puck taken away from him. DeMello will turn back. And out to the near side he comes. Ahead for Jackson Ross. Ross over the line. Drops for Beauclair. A nice stick from Wall there. Knocks it away, but now Zetis will regain possession for the Marlboros. Zetis pinned up. Walker in with Weston. Murray will take him down. And to help is Beauclair. Tries to center. He'll get it to the point. Ross. DDD pass to Mello. Didn't like the shooting angle. He'll chip it down low below the goal line. Beauclair tipped it towards the net. Rum around to the far side by Wall, and it will come outside the line. Puck taken away. Here comes Strickler, a backhand try, and he just missed the net. Luke Strickler, 6 goals through 6 games. A goal in every other game. Did not score yesterday against this Toronto team as the puck comes right back out front, and Gavin Russell will hang on, and a bit of a pushing match in the crease of Russell. Linesman in to separate them as we'll take a look here at this replay. Lee. Great patience on the far side and a nice seam pass. It's just knocked down and then the puck bounces into the crease, and of course, the rest is history. Riley's going to be assessed a penalty here, so Toronto to the power play with 7 minutes to go. Adam Gibb and the Lakers coaching staff looking for a blue sweater to head to the box, hoping for even strength as a result. They won't get their wish as Toronto will go to the power play again. Been rather successful here this morning on the man advantage. The goal in that first period is now down low. Puck for D'Agostini. To the near side for Kine Lee. Lee a goal in that first period. 3 goals on the round robin. It's been impressive all tournament. He'll feed one across. Rafael Fata had the power play goal in the first. He'll walk the line. Back for Lee. Looks across. There's Samek. Lets one go. It was tipped on the way. And one knocked down by Robinson. He'll blow a tire on that far side, and Toronto holds it in again. Samek for Fata. Leans into a shot. That one glove down. Nice gloves music there from Gavin Russell. Great glove save from Gavin Russell. We saw it a couple of times last night. Of course, Russell, a great performance against this Toronto team. He had 50 saves on 53 shots last night. Showcased that glove a couple of times. Now Minor to the point. Gracie down the wall for Beauclair. 50 seconds to go in the Toronto power play. Beauclair, he'll slide it back for Minor. Out front of Chance Mashinter, looking for his second of the game. He just tipped it wide. Now back up top, Beauclair to the far side. Minor lets one go. May have been blocked out front on the way by Calling. Back up top, Beauclair towards the goal. Scooped up by Marchese. He'll try to play it up the wall, but it's knocked down and cleared to the line, but not out. Gracie drops it back. Beauclair. 2 goals here in this one. Had 5 in the round robin. Gracie lets one go. That one bounces off the head there of calling, and it's up top to the point. Out of the box is Riley. We'll go back to 5-on-5 as Minor centers. That one tipped wide out front by Mashinter. Schmidt around to the far side, calling. Huron-Perth back to even strength as out to center comes Yabi. He'll play one across. Riley over the Toronto line. A nice poke check there from Sam Gracie. Now Gardner drops one back. It's off his skate. Gracie scoops it up, takes a shot. Rebound for Gardner. He hit the post. That one right off the pipe. Toronto close to adding again. The red bar keeps it out, and we'll take a look here at the replay just again. Great puck movement and great structure from Toronto. A bouncing puck, and they're in the right spot. That's something we've seen from this Toronto team. They always seem to be in the right spot at the right time to take advantage of whatever offensive chance they can find, and they're going to head to the power play. A delayed penalty coming here to Huron-Perth. Now Jackson Ross at the line. The extra attacker is out for the Marlies. Ross down the near side for Andrews. He'll give it back. Ross at the line. 4:15 to go here in the third period. Toronto well on their way to a gold medal berth as that one tipped up and over the goal. Penalty's going to go here on Liam Wall. Head contact. Toronto is going to go right back to the power play. Almost 6 minutes of consecutive Toronto power play time here. As we close in on the end of our first affair in the semifinals here this morning. On day number 5, the final day in Waterloo. Championship Sunday. So here's Kine Lee. Plays it across for Minor. To the point, Samick. Down the wall, Lee leans into a shot, and he just hit that one wide. At the point, Minor will hold the line for Samick. Lee tried to return pass. It skips to the line for Minor. And on the shot, he'll hold on. Samick again. 30 seconds gone to the power play. Here's Lee walking into his shooting position. His shot was blocked, though. Aiden Crawford with a nice block. Had that lone Huron-Perth goal yesterday night, as here's another shot from Lee. And again, another massive glove stop from Gavin Russell. Gavin Russell, a couple of big saves with the glove here in this third period. Keeping Huron-Perth from conceding another goal. He was great last night, been great again this morning. As we take a look here, just again, Kine Lee into a good spot. Looking glove side, Russell again holds on. Oh, another conversation between Adam Gibb and the officials at the Huron-Perth bench. So the Lakers look to clear. It's held in. Fada. 1:05 to go here in the Toronto power play. Beauclair for Ross. Now for Fada. Back to Beauclair. Fada again, a one-timer. And Gavin Russell with a great stop. It's wheeled back out front and cleared by HPL. Gavin Russell does it again here in the third period. Great performance from Gavin Russell. Standing on his head here in the latter two periods. That one taken away by Ross. Here's Beauclair in on the goal. Zetis a try. And Gavin Russell again. Two big saves in 30 seconds here in the third. Now Rafael Fada the other way. 2:27 left. He'll work in on Yabi. Puck chipped away from him. Murray to the line, a clearing attempt, but it's would have been held in. Ross misplayed it at the line, and now here comes Roberts. Roberts ahead. D'Agostini now Drop pass, kindly a drive. Great stop with the pad. Gavin Russell again here in the third period. Gets that with a left toe. And we got whistles coming in here. A penalty. Being assessed to that's Liam Wall taking his seat for the Lakers. Evan Andrews for the Toronto Marlboros will also take his seat as now Sam Gracie heading towards the box for Toronto. So 2 each in the box for both teams here with exactly 2 minutes to play. As Toronto on the offensive draw. Ziliak's able to clear it to center. Now DeMello. For Samick. He'll play it around the goal. DeMello with it. Toronto, a great performance here this morning in the semifinal. It's Kyle Lee working back in. It comes out front. Another try. Marchese, he just tipped it wide. Now Kindly digging for it, pulled out of the pile there by Baker. Will come to center. Roberts at the line, will chip that one in. Approaching the final 60 ticks here in this one. Toronto is going to head to the gold medal game. Huron-Perth to play for bronze later this afternoon. Quinte and Waterloo on tap next at 11:30. Be sure to stick around here on the OHF YouTube channel for that one. 3 more games left here in this U13 All-Ontario Championship, brought to you by Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider, offering championship gear available for order right now. Scan that QR code at the bottom left to shop from anywhere. Great performance here from the Marlboros. And for Huron-Perth, a couple hours to get reorganized before that bronze medal game, as they will await the result of the Waterloo Quinte 2-3 semifinal, as back comes Toronto again. That shot wide of the goal. Beauclair knocked it down on the near side, and now Huron-Perth with numbers the other way. 27 seconds to go. Schmidt tried to center. Minor will cut the pass. We'll feed it out to center. Toronto just looking to kill the last 15 seconds here, because we'll count it down. 10 to go. Minor will stop up behind the cage. Toronto will advance to the gold medal game. And the Toronto Marlboros victorious here in the first of 2 semifinals. They remain undefeated through the round robin. Now here on Championship Sunday, another win. 7 victories on the week for Toronto as they turn their attention to the gold medal game. Huron-Perth, their day is not over just yet. The bronze medal game to follow later this afternoon. The final, 8-1 here in the semifinal. Thank you to all of our viewers on YouTube for tuning in. Toronto with a massive performance. 8-1 the results. Their big boys were big again. Jonathan Beauclair with 2 goals. Jackson Ross from the line contributed. Sam Gracie, his first of the championship week. Kyle Lee added a goal as well in that first period. So did Rafael Fata on the power play. Toronto has their way with Huron-Perth. They're going to the gold medal game later tonight. Huron-Perth to play in the bronze. But next, Waterloo and Quinte in our second semifinal of the day. Let's send it down ice level for the player of the game. Player of the games here for both teams. Weston Murray for Huron-Perth holding the bag. And for Toronto, it's Luca D'Agostini. 2 goals here for Toronto. Weston Murray, strong defensively, had 3 points through the round robin. Another strong performance for him, as that'll do it and wrap it up for all of us here in the first of Championship Sunday. 3 more games to follow right here on the OHF YouTube channel. We're back at 11:30 for more coverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. We'll see you then.